So remember, designers don't just start with a blank canvas. Go out there and find a model that you can work with, that you can work from, something that's going to be inspirational to you. And remember that designers work, when they work, they're working from their design principles, these things that they've learned, these concepts that they've learned to help them order spaces, but they're trying to design using hierarchies, right? So they're thinking about repetition, they're thinking about how they align things, they're thinking about how they create balance, they're thinking about how they create contrast, they're thinking about how they use space. Remember, one of the things we said that is the biggest mistake that you can make when you're just starting design is this whole thing about trying to crowd up a page, and we don't want to do that. We actually want to use space to help direct the user's eye around a space. Proximity as well. Want to make sure that relevant information, that they're close together, you know. If you have content that's related and an image related to text, they should be together. If you have something sequentially, they should be arranged in such a way that the eye follows along. So we use these design principles to order those hierarchies. All right, I've got some examples of safety documents that other people have made in the past, and students have made that I've found on the internet from other people. These should serve as inspiration for that which I'm gonna make. And also, remember, when you're designing, it's always great to gather icons and color palettes and things like that. I have no idea why this is flipping around like that, but some other things to remember: you need to be playful, you need to keep trying, not be afraid to fail. We're here to learn, we're here to think about new tools. So let's see this as an opportunity. You've already learned the basics of Adobe InDesign. Let's make something now using something else, okay? And you can kind of compare that experience. I'm sure you're going to find success in some way in this project, and that's what I'm interested in. All right, so let's build, let's sleep, let's not do this all in one night. Let's see if we can't do this over multiple nights and come back to our projects and keep working on them and improving them if at all possible. Okay, given your circumstances, that might not be possible, but anyways, let's move on. So I Googled online, these are safety posters. Some of these look a little bit more like infographics, but lots of safety posters here, lots of Simpsons, but it's a safety document, thinking about workplace safety or thinking about safety, I don't know, given our current situation. Lots of topics you can write about, you can make about. So we're going to use this program, or I'm going to use a program here. I just want to show you this program. It's called, the Latin is Scribe. Okay, so I keep wanting to say Scribe. So Scribus, but yeah, everybody's calling it Scribus. So anyways, lots of information out there about Scribus. You can find a bunch of manuals on how to use it. If you go to ScribusDemo, where is this? Here it is. Okay. If we go to ScribusDemo, you're going to see this whole thing about publishing. There's this Libre desktop publishing. It's this free publishing, competitor to Microsoft basically and Adobe. But it's free and it's equitable, which is cool about it. Something that you can use after school if you're hacking stuff together and you need to do stuff that looks professional, but you don't have the money to pay the Adobes of the world. Right. So if you want to get Scribus, we're gonna do just click on this top bar. I tried to get the stable branch from my Mac. It did not work. So I went with the beta, and it says take me to the downloads here for betas. And I went and got Mac OS for me. I'm running Catalina, and I'm running on dark mode. And that was a problem. I had to switch it from dark mode. So I'm gonna open up Scribus here. Bam. And let's see what this looks like. All right, it's asking me for a single page. I'm gonna do 11 wide by 15 high or so. When I say or so, I'm not super precise. But if we want to, we can set up all sorts of margins and bleeds, and that's all nice to be able to set gutters and things like that, so that we've got some, we know where we want to lay out text, especially if we're trying to be consistent. We can set up templates. So that's super handy. So here's what mine looks like. I've got text properties. I like to keep my text properties out. And I also like to, when I work on this, I'm going to shrink my image down a little bit and move it over so I can see it. Text properties are here. That's handy. And yeah, properties. There we go. Okay. So these help me define assets. So whatever object I select on, I can control the stylings of it using these two things. The two I use the most, again, are going to be text, because we're working with text. And also when we're working with objects, this properties panel is super useful if you're working with images, or if we're coloring the background of something, whatever. Okay. You notice all my tools have shown up here. If yours isn't showing up, it's probably because you're running on dark mode. So switch it from dark mode. So if we go back behind here, I've got some things I want to bring on here. I can drop and drag from my desktop or whatever my project folder is. I can drag it right out of here. So yeah, drag this one, boom, there we go. So I like that. I like that I can just drag stuff out. Super cool. And you'll notice right away that when we start resizing this, kind of like Adobe InDesign, it's just going to crop for us, which might not be too handy for you. But remember, this is built for the newspaper industry, so that's kind of one of the first things they do is crop. I'm going to figure out where you want something to go. I can double click on this image and kind of move it where I want to. I can also resize this image if I want to. I'm going to go up to my properties panel. This is my position of that set image. And if I want to scale it at all, if I want to mess with that image scalings, I can do it right here. I can reduce that size, and then I can move it wherever I want it to. Okay. Double click on it, and I can move that picture around. Cool. All right. Other things I can do here, if I want to put a tidy little frame on it, I can do that. I can go to stroke, and I can choose black, and I can, or whatever, rich black, whatever. And I can go to line, and I can increase that line just a little bit, 0.02, whatever, 0.03. See what that does. Mark. Yep. Okay, it gives me just a nice little line around there. I'm going to reposition it, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it. Next thing I'm going to do, I want to create some background colors, and in order to create colors, I can use this color dropper tool that you have already seen before. Let's roll this down a little bit. And I've got my color droppers, and I'm just going to choose some colors. Okay. I already have that red color, it's same, but I don't have this. I'm going to call it Safe Orange. If it was nice in Adobe, I could just do a whole palette, and it would just pick colors for me. That was sweet, but we do not have that function here, so you need to be a little more careful with your colors, a little more thoughtful. Do this safe green. Voila. All right, and these are going to show up with my other colors here in a minute. I'm going to give my background some color too. So to do that, I got to go get my rectangle tool, just like in Adobe InDesign, and I'm going to drag it out and across. Voila. And I need to go to my shape. Not my shape. I need to go to, here it is, my colors, my fill, and I'm going to pick like a safety yellow. Right, that's the one I put in there. Now you've noticed I've covered up my picture, so I need to mess with my layers here. To do that, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to do level, and I'm going to send to the bottom. Okay, and that should bring up my pictures. Cool. Easy to do. Easy to do. So next thing I want to do is I want to show you how you can create some text on images. I did this in my last class. I think this is a super important thing to know how to do. I'm going to just call this first. I'm going to select all on it, and I want to show you where my text tools are. So all my text properties, I try to keep them out here because I'm in here all the time. I keep them right here under text properties. You can grab that. Here it is. Under Windows, under text properties, just click on that and it'll open up, and just keep it over here. Again, I think it's just such a faster way to design. Now that I've been using this program a little bit, I like to have these out. I'm sure there's other tools that I'd like to have out. I wish there was a way that it was a little cleaner over here on this right side, but I haven't figured out how to do that. Maybe there's some plugins and whatnot for that. But let's say I want to blow up this image. This text. I can do that lots of different ways. I'm going to use Helvetica for this, and I'm going to bold it. Okay. So here's my text, and I want to center it, and you'll notice, man, that's hard to read. Okay, so if I'm trying to write on an image, that's just not going to work. So in Adobe InDesign, I was showing you how you can draw a box, and we can draw a box right over the top of that. Okay, center it as best as we can for now. Go up to my properties and make sure that that's asset is clicked. I'm going to find white, and it's not there. Got to pull this down a little bit. There we go, white. And I'm going to close this up and go to transparency. Okay, and under transparency, I'm able to drop that opacity down. And you'll notice my layers aren't all great yet. So I need to right click on that, and under attributes, I need to click on it again. That didn't click. And under, still didn't work. Okay, if it's not working for you and it keeps wanting to click on that other asset, I've just got too much stuff going on here. I'm going to click off, and I'm going to do attributes. I'm going to click off, and I'm going to click level, and I'm going to do lower. Okay, and that's going to get me in there. Should see, voila, happy little sign. Okay, so I'm going to copy this content and this content, copy paste. Whoops. Control Z. Okay, copy this content and this content, copy, paste, and drag it. There we go. And line all this stuff up here. It's all nice and neat. Now you might be saying, Steve, man, there's a problem here, dude. You got this like black line around your text. Okay, and you're right, it's there. Come on. You're right, it's there, but it's actually not going to show up on my document. And I'll show you how to test for that in just a second. Okay, click off, click on, move that over just a little bit. Voila. We'll hit Command Option P, and that's your preview. Command Option P. And if you don't want to find it there, you can always find it here under View. So I'm going to click Preview again. So you have to come over, hit Preview. Now I'm back. So you can tell that black line's not going to show up on the finished product, but it does show up for now. So next thing I need to do is get some sort of title on here. So double click on the box, and I can style this, select all, and I can come up to my text. Let's roll it up a little bit. Come to Helvetica, and I'm gonna do 80. All right, so there's my title, and I don't have to center it this way if I don't want to. I mean, that's up to you, whatever you want to do. You're gonna find some things finicky in here, but if you use this tool enough, you're going to figure out how to do it more quickly, and get it to work well for you. There's lots of little tricks, especially if you're laying out newsprint. Just watching a couple videos, you're going to figure out all kinds of things that you can do. Remember, please design using a model. Whenever you use a model, you've got an opportunity to do something that's going to be based usually on best practices, and you're just kind of adapting whatever that designer used in terms of their design to your work. Okay, it's a great way to learn when you're just starting out. Remember to save your work. Remember to export as a PDF, and we're going to get these safety documents uploaded. Please feel no pressure to do this in Adobe InDesign. Please feel no pressure to do this in Scribus. You don't need to. You could use Microsoft Publisher or something else. It's really up to you. I really want you to have the opportunity to learn new tools, to try something new, to build up your resume. And I also want to give you the opportunity to have new experiences with tools and think about the fact that you can learn this stuff, and you know how to access resources, and you can do this. You can make something that's going to look cool that somebody wants to look at. All right, so I'm super interested to see what you guys make.